There are two laws stated by Kirchhoff. There are two rules stated by Kirchhoff relating an electrical circuit. The first rule is the junction rule, which is based on conservation of charge. Conservation of charge. Second rule is the loop rule, applicable to an closed electrical circuit. Applicable to any closed electrical circuit. Closed electrical circuit. Before applying the two rules, the direction of flow of current in the circuit or in the arms. The direction of flow of current in the arms is to be ascertained. As in the figure, we have taken I1, I2, I3. As in the figure, we have taken I1, I2 and I3, the various arms according to the source 45 volt and 80 volt. While applying second rule, independent circuits are accepted. Not any overlapping circuit. Negative sign is given to battery. Negative sign is given to a battery, a cell, where current flows away the positive terminal and positive sign for the battery, for the cell, where current flows towards positive terminal. Current flows towards its positive terminal. Or you can say V is equal to E minus IR if current is away positive terminal, and V is equal to E plus IR, where current flows towards positive terminal. That means it is supplying and this is consuming or getting charged. Now we will discuss about the first rule. It is the junction rule. It states that about a junction, as in the figure, A is a junction, D is a junction. It states that about a junction, the sum of current approaching is the sum of current leaving. That is algebraic sum of all currents. Algebraic sum of all currents about a junction is 0. That is sigma I is equal to 0. For steady flow of current, as there is no accumulation of charge, so current approaching is current leaving. So current approaching even a point on a conductor, is the current leaving. If you apply to point A and D, for point A, we can say that I3 is approaching and I1, I2 are leaving. So I3 is equal to I1 plus I2, or I3 minus I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Similarly, for the point D, the current approaching is I1 and the two currents, I1 is approaching, I2 approaching, and I3 departing. Similarly, for point D, approaching current is I1 plus I2, departing current is I3, so it is also 0. In a in a simpler way, we can say that charge is conserved according to first law or first rule. Second rule or the loop rule. It states that the algebraic sum of all potential changes, algebraic sum of all potential changes in a closed path is 0. This is based on the principle of conservation of energy. So according to second law, energy is conserved. According to second law, energy is conserved. It is more simpler if we take any point with some potential. Let us complete the path and return to the same point. Then potential changes across the path is again 0. Taking the potential at a point, if we complete any independent path, and return to the point, then potential difference is 0. Then potential difference is 0. Let us consider the two closed paths separately. In the diagram, there are two closed paths. In the diagram, there are two closed paths. There are two closed paths, A, H, D, C, B, A, H, D, C, B, A, and another is the A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, or you can take this way, A, F, E, D, C, B, A. Let us consider the first path. Considering the path or considering the loop A, H, D, C, B, A. While taking the potential changes, we have to remember that along the direction of flow of current, potential decreases. Along the flow of current, electric potential decreases. Electric potential decreases. Now let us see the potential at A and the potential at H. Since current is from A to H, here potential of A is higher than H. Therefore, difference of the two potentials V and VH will be positive. Now from H to D, there is no resistor. So VH minus VD is 0. Again coming from D to C, this is a negative terminal, so it is a lower potential. This is positive terminal, so C is at higher potential. So we can say VD minus VC is equal to minus 45 volt. Again from C to B or B to A, the current is same and there are two resistors. So in one equation we can write as VC minus VA. VC minus VA is equal to 40 plus 1 into I3. If we sum or add the four equations, now the left side is 0. So 0 is equal to 30I1 plus 41I3 minus 45 volt, or you can say 30I1 plus 41I3 is equal to 45 volt, or minus 45 volt is 0. This is one equation as number 3. Or in the very simpler way, you can say, if this is a circuit A, H, D, C, B, A, then there are only 3 resistors current moving in one way. So total consumption sigma IR, that is 41I3 plus 30I1 minus supply, because the current is moving away battery. So where current moves away battery, the taken is negative. It could also be taken a very simpler way. Now let us consider about the other circuit AFEDCBA. Let us take the point A, VA minus VF. Here there is a battery or cell. This is negative potential, so it is a lower potential. This is positive, so it is higher potential. So difference is negative, so it is minus 80 volt. Now taking the path from F to E 1 ohm, E to D 20 ohm, current I2 is same. So we can say VF, as current is moving from F to D, so it is at higher potential, that is a lower potential. So VF minus VD is equal to 1 plus 1, 21 I2. Now from D to C, this is negative means lower potential, positive means higher potential. So VD minus VC is equal to minus 45 volt. Again from C to A, current is same, there are 2 resistors. So you can here write 41, or VC minus VA is equal to 40 plus 1 I3. Now if we add, as we have come to the same point A, so we can say left side is 0 and right side is minus 125 volt plus 21 I2 plus 41 I3 is 0. From the first equation, or you can say equation 3, from equation 3, 41 I3 is equal to 45 volt minus 30 I1. Now if we substitute the value of 41 I3 here, then we can say that minus 25 volt plus 20 I2. Now this is 21 I2. This is 21 I2. 20 plus 1, 21 I2. Minus 125 volt plus 21 I2, and this is 45 volt minus 30 I1 is equal to 0, or you can write 21 I2 minus 30 I1 minus 85 volt, 80 volt equal 0. 45, 125. So this is another equation. So this is equation 3. This is equation 5. Another, from the conservation of charge, there is another equation. I1 is equal to I1 plus I2 is equal to I3. So there are three equations, 1, 2, 3, and the third, and the three unknown values. The three unknown values, I1, I2, I3 can be calculated as there are three independent equations. So for solution of unknown quantities, we require as many independent equations